was from Sky Guardian. Sky Guardian has sent us this book, which is very small on your screen. Allow me to make it a little bigger. The Vachanāmrut. It's a collection of 300 or so teachings from an incarnation of Krishna, known as Swaminarayan. It's a very small book. So we're just going to read the short introduction. Just a little fun segment in the Sangha, and then we'll return back to our regular format. This is the introduction to the Vachanāmrut. The Vachanāmrut is a collection of 273 discourses delivered by Bhagwān Swāminārāyan during the last 10 years of his life, between 1819 and 1829. These discourses were compiled by 4 of his pious and scholarly Paramahansas: Gopalanand Swami, Muktananda Swami, Nityananda Swami, and Shukananda Swami. The Shastra encapsulates the very essence of the principles and philosophy of the Swaminarayan Sampradaya, or spiritual lineage, and is thus most foundational. I think that's a good introduction. So without further ado, we'll open with the preface. Let's see, now the preface is just some formalities on translating, as well as some disclaimers, which I'm sure all of you are generally aware of. Spelling conventions, readability. Alright, let's learn about who this discourser is, this Bhagwān Swāminārāyan. He's the founder of the Swaminarayan spiritual lineage, and he was born on the 2nd of April, 1781, in the village of Chapaiya, near Ayodhya in North India, called Ganshayam. In childhood, he was pious, studious, and virtuous. His divine aura brought peace and joy to all. By the age of 10, he had acquired such mastery over the Vedas, humanity's oldest scriptures, and other sacred texts, that in scholarly debate in Kashi, he defeated learned scholars many times his age with his brilliant scriptural arguments. Could you imagine getting destroyed by a 10-year-old? Very humbling, I'm sure. At the age of 11, he renounced home to embark on a 7-year, 12,000-kilometer spiritual sojourn, during which he was known as Nilkant. He walked barefoot throughout India and parts of Nepal, braving extremes of heat and cold, and visiting many sacred sites. He assessed the spiritual pulse of the people and realized that ignorance and moral lapses had deprived them of spiritual values. During his travels, he performed intense austerities in the Himalayas, and at the age of 14, under the tutelage of Gopal Yogi, mastered Ashtanga Yoga, the 8 limbs of yoga. At the age of 18, Nilkant settled in the ashram of Guru Ramanand Swami in Gujarat and accepted initiation into the Sadhu fold. Renamed Sahajanand Swami, His life of discipline, devotion, and dedicated service touched all. Before passing away, Ramanand Swami appointed the 21-year-old Sahajanand Swami in his place as the head of the fellowship. Sahajanand Swami then gave the Swaminarayan mantra for his devotees to chant, and thus came to be known as Bhagwān Swāminārāyan. He initiated many spiritual and social projects to remedy society's ailing conditions and reignite fading spirituality. Among other activities, he operated almshouses, built and recharged wells, and introduced education for women. He also actively campaigned to eradicate the practices of sati, which is female infanticide and dowry. With a faithful, those are two separate things. Sati is different, but also female infanticide and dowry. With a faithful following of his Paramahansas, renunciates of the highest order, he established the Swaminarayan Sampradaya, introducing much-needed social reforms, serving the poor and the needy, and challenging superstitions, addictions, and blind faith. Also known as Sahajanand Swami and Shriji Maharaj, he focused on promoting morality and molding spiritual character. Bhagwān Swāminārayan's practical spiritual ability appealed to and attracted people from all stratas of society, helping them to regain their lost values and piety. He taught his householder disciples basic moral codes and inspired them to abstain from alcohol, meat eating, dishonesty, adultery, and improper habits of manner and diet. Such was his divine magnetism that over 3,000 youths accepted initiation from him into the sadhu fold to lead a life of devotion and service to society. Among his leading ascetic disciples were Akshar Brahman, Gunatitanand, Gunatitanand Swami, Muktanand Swami, Gopalanand Swami, Nityanand Swami, Brahmananda Swami, and Premananda Swami. In addition to the basic moral codes, these sadhus observed 5 cardinal vows, the 5 yamas. The first is celibacy, niksham, humility, nirman, poverty, nirlobh, detachment from family, nisneha, and disregard for tasty foods, nisvada. They traveled to the villages, teaching people, regardless of caste and creed, to live a pious and morally upright life. In a lifespan of only 49 years, he enriched humanity by building 6 majestic mandirs in Ahmedabad, Bhuj, Bartal, Dholera, Junagadh, and Gadhada, and alluded to the Vedic philosophy of worship of Purushottam, along with his foremost devotee, Akshar. To reveal this and other important principles of spirituality, he delivered discourses wherever he went. The profound wisdom imparted by him has been meticulously recorded in what is the most important shastra of the Swaminarayan Sampradaya, the Vachanāmrut. Bhagwān Swāminārāyan advocated the path of bhakti, devotion, service, and spiritual wisdom to help one attain the highest spiritual state. Of all the various aspects of Bhagwān Swāminārayan's legacy, the most important was his promise to remain ever present on earth through the manifest form of Akshar, the God-realized sadhu. It is this succession that has sustained the ideals of Bhagwān Swāminārāyan in their pristine form. The first in this spiritual succession was Akshar Brahman Gunatinanand Swami. He was followed by Bhagatji Maharaj, Shastriji Maharaj, Yogiji Maharaj, and presently Pramukh Swami Maharaj, who, incidentally, through the wish of Sky Guardian, I have written a letter to once before and received the blessings of in return, and on behalf of the Sangha, all of you as well. In his own lifetime, countless revered Bhagwān Swāminārāyan as the avatar of Purushottam, the Supreme God. The Bhakti Sampradaya Bhagwān Swāminārāyan, founded in his time, has thus emerged as one of the purest and most progressive forms of Hinduism, internationally known as the BAPS, Swaminarayan Sanstha. Okay, that's a good introduction on who Swaminarayan is and what kind of spiritual lineage he has founded. This lineage was very dear to Sky Guardian, so I am very appreciative of you sharing such an important figure in your life. Later, we may read more about the current leader of the BAPS society. That's Pramukh Swami Maharaj, whom I have received the blessings of. More about their society, and finally get into discussing some of the discourses of Swaminarayan. Some pictures of him. Just a young boy, really. Yet, with an eternal soul. Avatar was the name, you said, another name for Vishnu? That is correct. Narayana is an epithet for Vishnu, as well as Krishna, one that personifies a kind of king who's asleep at the bottom of an ocean. Very symbolic. And the protagonist of the Vachanāmrut, Swaminarayan, was said to be an avatar of such, a very recent one. Many people know of the incarnation of God as the Buddha 2,500 years ago, or even earlier, Krishna from 5,160 years ago. Many know of the Christ from 2,000 years ago, but there have been many more since, such as Swaminarayan, only 200 years ago. In fact, it would seem that God never leaves us alone. At any given time, God is walking around somewhere on earth. Thank you, MJ, for your hand hearts. Radhe, Radhe. And nor should we leave him alone, says Kalkiji. Well said.